welcome to DesiGirl Traveler. So by now it's been 4 years that I have been traveling full time and creating travel vlogs for you all, and there are a couple of questions which I get asked frequently. One of those questions are, how do I travel solo? So in today's video I'm going to talk about how do I travel solo and how can you also travel solo. First of all, let me tell you, this whole concept of solo traveling is not exactly solo. Like, I might step out of my house all alone, or I might decide to go to a destination all by myself, but at the end of the day, during my journey, I meet a lot of people, and there have been times when I have traveled with strangers, I have traveled with new people. Obviously, when I started, I was not comfortable with it, but over the time, I have gotten so comfortable with it that now I do not wish to have anybody with me when I travel, because then I get into my own headspace and I can just be on my own. I do not have to worry about anybody else and these kind of things. So I totally enjoy solo traveling now. I'm going to divide this video into two parts. In the first part, I would be talking about the planning stage, and the second phase we are going to be covering about the execution stage. So in the planning part, number one thing what I do is I decide on a destination. So earlier when I had started my career as a travel vlogger, I wanted to visit the destinations which were very touristy and obviously where a lot of crowds used to go. Back then I was not comfortable traveling to the places which were very remote and where I could hardly see people, the kind of places I travel now. So my idea was, once I decide the destination, which is obviously crowded, as in there are so many tourists coming there, so that I am not in a situation where I'm alone and I have to deal with a lot of other things. So the number one thing I can suggest you when you are starting your solo travel journey is decide on a destination which is not too remote. So if you have never traveled solo in your life, then maybe you can choose a destination which is close to your city, to your place where you live at. That's how even I had started. So the second tip is always research about the place. This is something I do even till date, even after traveling for 4 years full time. I understand that people want to take a first-hand experience of any place, but until and unless you are very much experienced in doing that, you cannot afford to do that. So when I started, I used to research a lot about the place, and when I say research, I was mostly focusing around the people of that place, like what kind of clothes they wear, what is their culture, because if I'm aware of that thing, I can easily blend in, and that's also one of the reasons why you see me blending in so well with any place I travel to, any kind of people I stay with, because I do a lot of research on their culture and the kind of lifestyle they have, so that I'm aware of how I have to behave. This will have two benefits. Number one, if you are aware about them and their culture and about the place, it will automatically give you a confidence. Second, when you are actually in that place, you will not feel that you have come to a new place, and that itself makes you feel very comfortable. Like anytime you are knowledgeable about something, it brings confidence on your face. And as a solo traveler, as a solo female traveler, it's very important to look confident. Even though you feel scared, I suggest always fake it. You do not have to show it to the world that you are scared of something. So it's an art which you will master over the period of time. So research so that you can get that confidence. The third tip which I would like to share is always dress up according to the destination. This is especially applicable for solo female travelers. I understand we talk a lot about gender equality and you can wear whatever you want. I am all in for that. But at the end of the day, it's very important to understand the kind of places you are traveling to. Okay, this entire video is according to my experience of traveling solo and traveling frequently. So I'm going to talk about how I look at things. This is nothing against anybody and nothing in favor of anybody. I'm just sharing my own experience. So the kind of places I travel to, which are mostly the villages and especially in the mountains. So people in the mountains or in the villages, they do not have access to very modern kind of lifestyle, okay? So if they see a girl wearing dresses which are not like 100% covered, or according to them, they feel, first of all, they feel frightened. Second, it makes them feel a little uncomfortable, and third, it can get a little uncomfortable for you as well. So I totally suggest that, you know, whenever you are doing your research about the place, like I said, you have to understand their culture, the kind of people they are, and what kind of dress up they do. So it's always important to dress according to them, not according to yourself. You may say that, you know, I can wear whatever I want to. Of course you can wear whatever you want to, but I'm just sharing my personal experience. So it's very important that you dress up according to the place you are traveling to, if you do not want those unwanted attention of the people or bad stare of people. I believe that rather than, you know, fighting all this, it's better to avoid, because when you are traveling solo, you already have so many things going on. You do not want to get into any sort of trouble of thinking about all these things. So if I were you, I will refrain from doing any kind of thing जिससे मुझे लगे कि बाद में मुझे problem हो सकती है. Number 4, and a very important point, is the finances. I have heard people saying that money cannot solve all the problem, but money can actually solve a lot of the problems. So when you are traveling solo, make sure you have enough money with you to take care of all your expenses, because if you are in short of money, you will start compromising on your safety, which is a complete no in terms of solo traveling, especially if you are a female and you want to travel solo. It does not matter if you are traveling in India or abroad. Always make sure that your debit cards, your credit cards are working and you have those with you. Also carry ample amount of cash, and when you are carrying cash, do not carry all the cash at one place. So what I do is, you know, I have this kind of waist pouch. I have featured this in one of my videos earlier, my travel wardrobe series. Somewhere here I'm gonna link that. So, you know, when you have cash in this kind of pouch, you can put it underneath your t-shirt, so nobody will come to know, and you will know that you have enough cash to take care of you in the emergency situation. And also refrain from taking financial help from any stranger. I understand that, you know, when you are in trouble, people can help you, people will want to help you, but a lot of people are genuine also. But if I were you, I will avoid such situation altogether, because if you take help from anybody, you don't know where it can take you. So try to avoid this kind of situation altogether. If you are traveling abroad, then of course it's important to carry cash, but of course having a card that can help you pay for all your transactions hassle-free is very important. And I have recently come across one such travel card. It's called Niyo Global Travel Card. This travel card can be your perfect travel buddy when you are traveling abroad. So you apply for a Niyo savings account, which comes with a Visa debit card, and it is accepted in 150 plus countries, and it supports 100 plus currencies across the globe. There is zero forex markup, which means that with your every transactions abroad, you end up saving some amount. They also have an app, it's called Niyo Global App, using which you can easily lock your account in case you lose your card, and that way your money remains safe. And using the app, you can also track your expenses real time. My favorite part about this app is that, you know, it helps you locate ATMs no matter which part of the world you are at. Additionally, you also get a monthly interest payout in your Niyo savings account, and by any chance if you have money left in your Niyo card or Niyo savings account after your travel, then you can easily transfer it back to your other saving accounts. So if you want a hassle-free travel experience abroad, then Niyo Travel Global Card is your pick. Next point I would like to highlight upon is the hotel. So when you are traveling solo, it's important to book all your hotels and experiences also, in fact, in advance. If you are traveling in budget, then definitely hostels are very good option, but always make sure, if you are booking hostel or hotel, whatever you are booking, whatever kind of accommodation you are booking for yourself, always make sure that you are booking it in the city center. It is going to be expensive, but it will give you a few benefits. Number one benefit, you will not have to spend too much money on the transportation or commute. Now imagine if you take a hotel or a hostel which is far from the city, then again you will spend money in the commute even if you are saving money in the hostel stay or a hotel stay, then you will end up spending more money in the commute part. So I prefer to be in the city. And second thing, if you are in the city, you also have access to a lot of places. And even if you are late at night, or you want to stay late outside in the night, you do not have to worry about getting back to the hotel because you are in the city. So that way I think it's very important to choose a hotel or a hostel which is in the middle of the city or the town. Another thing I would suggest is always go for the hotel or hostels which have good reviews and ratings, because it's very important. It's important to feel safe that way. So these were my couple of tips on the preparation part of solo traveling. Now let's come to the execution part, which I am very excited about. I am one person who likes to plan things before executing, because if your planning is good, the execution will become effortless. So once you plan your hotel, your hostel, your itinerary, your finances, and also if you have the research in place, also you know where you would be traveling and what are the activities you would be involving in the execution part, it is going to make your life easier. So the number one thing I suggest if you are traveling solo and if you're just starting to travel solo is join travel groups. Even if you are not comfortable with traveling solo, and since you're starting out, you can join travel groups. There are so many travel agencies who offer travel experiences in groups, or you can join the travel groups on Instagram or on Facebook. Ultimately, you just have to experience it, because say even though you are traveling in a group, somewhere you are solo because you started from your home all by yourself, you started alone, and then you meet like-minded people. And if you do it for 3 or 4 times, you will become comfortable with being in your own company and traveling on your own, and then slowly you can just get rid of all the travel groups and you can start traveling 100% solo, because that's exactly how I also did my journey. Earlier I traveled with friends, family, and then after that I started joining travel groups. But these days I like to go all by myself. I like to go alone. So this has been a journey. Number 2, which is very, very, very important, no matter where you are, always keep somebody posted about it. It could be your family or somebody you trust, your friend. I always make sure that wherever I am, I send the location of that place to my family WhatsApp group, because I feel that if any mishap happens, like touch wood, if anything happens, at least they know that where I was and with whom I was. So I always make sure that I tell them about the place and the people I'm hanging out with or wherever I am. It's like a non-negotiable point for me. It's for your safety. This is something I personally never skip doing, and I would totally recommend that you also do this. Third thing, if you are traveling alone, again, try not to indulge in late night parties. I understand you are traveling and you want to do as many things as possible, but this is something I feel that anything that can take your senses away can be risky for you when you are traveling solo. If you are a party lover kind of person, and if you love to hang out and party, but make sure you do it, but avoid doing it till late at night, and avoid making too friendly contact with strangers in one go. Of course you can trust people, but even for that trust to build, it takes time. So never trust anybody so easily, because it can land you into some sort of problem later. Next point I would like to highlight is never post on social media real time. Now this sounds very weird because I am a travel content creator, and there have been times when I post real time, but there are many times when I avoid sharing my live location or the exact location I am at. I take the pictures, I make stories, I make videos, but I make sure that I post it later. So if somebody is wanting to chase you or any that kind of thing, that person is not going to find you at that location. This is just on the extreme circumstances, because it happens. Another very important point is, rather than taking private vehicle or taxis, it's important that you travel in public transportation. It is going to be cheap, it is going to save your money, and at the same time it is going to be less risky in comparison to the private vehicle, until unless you are very much comfortable traveling that way. And also I do not feel comfortable in hitchhiking or asking people for lift or anything that sort of. That's why on my channel I don't think so you will find any kind of content where I have talked about hitchhiking or couch surfing and all. I personally don't feel comfortable with those kind of experiences, so I am not going to suggest you that either, because sometimes it can get risky. And in the end, I can just tell you guys that trust your instinct. It's very important. Somehow your inner world, your heart, your soul will make you feel in advance if something is going to go wrong. So always trust your instinct and take the leap of faith also. I understand that solo traveling is not for everybody, and also it is a courageous thing to do. Now it does not feel like, to me at least, but back then when I started, I was also very much scared. But over the period of time, after doing back to back traveling, I have become confident. It's an experience, it's a learning. You do it once, you do it twice, you do it thrice, and then you do it again and again. And I promise you, one day you are going to be very confident in taking solo travel. And it is an experience which I totally recommend you all to do. Just not solo traveling, by being able to spend time with yourself is a very big thing. So I wish you all the very best for your solo traveling experience. I hope you found these tips useful. Happy traveling. Like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then.